Good morning, YouTube. What's happening? What's going on? Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to remove the airbag and steering wheel. This is the sport version on an E53 X5. Okay, let's get started. First, we're going to disconnect the negative terminal from the battery. On models without rear self-leveling air suspension, air compressor is here, you can just disconnect the negative cable located here. This is the V8 model with the air suspension, so we can just remove the negative terminal, which is bolted to the body right here. And that is a 13 millimeter. And make sure you wrap this up in an old rag or a cloth to make sure that this doesn't contact any ground or metal of the body. Now that the battery is safely disconnected, we can remove the airbag, then we're going to remove the steering wheel. Now we're going to insert a small flathead screwdriver into the wheel, into a slit behind the wheel, and we will release the clips that hold the airbag into place. I see this very slight movement. We're moving about maybe half an inch, just enough to push in the metal clip. Now we'll do the same thing under here, on the other side. Okay, here's a close-up of what that looks like with the screwdriver pushing our clip. Now we can unplug the airbag from the steering wheel. Now we're going to remove the two plugs here on our airbag. And just as a side note, this is not a Takata airbag. And we'll remove the 16 millimeter bolt from the center of the wheel. And before you can pull the wheel off, you also need to remove these two little plugs here from the center of the steering wheel. Now that our wheel is removed, we're going to take this inside and we can replace this plastic trim piece. Okay, so here we are inside at the workbench, and we need to remove our plastic cover, right? So turn it over, and we have 5 screws that need to come out of the back of the steering wheel. We have 1 here, 2 there, and 2 over here. Now this does require use of a Torx bit, but in a pinch, see, this isn't that long. It's not going to really go down far enough to reach, because this is pretty thick foam back here. So in a pinch you can use an Allen key, which pretty much everybody has. This is a 2 millimeter Allen key, and this will also do the job. Okay, and here's what the old piece looks like, removed from the wheel. Now we have one more step. We're going to flip this over and remove the switches back here. And these switches are going to just be screwed in. We'll remove them and screw them into our new plastic trim piece. Then we'll put that back into the wheel, put the wheel back into the car, then put the airbag back into the wheel. Okay guys, here is the part number for the new trim piece. I will also link this up in the description below. Here's the old trim piece. Now these are the switches that we want to remove. And we just have 2 Torx bolts here. And these are a T10 size. And that pretty much looks like this. And I have a pretty cheap set of these, and I will also link those up in the description below. And pretty much just, pull the wiring out of these little clips here. And you're going to just guide them into place, just like this, onto the new trim piece. Okay, there we have it. Here are the buttons from the steering wheel. And by the way, now is a really great time to just take some cleaner, clean these up nicely. Guys, how satisfying is that? Here's the old piece, and here's the new one. Let's place our little piece of foam here. We'll turn over our new piece so it doesn't get immediately scratched. We'll clip the wire into place and screw these in, and we're good to go. Okay, just as an FYI, when you're tightening this, that 2mm Allen key really isn't going to cut it. You really need to have one of these T10 Torx tools right here to properly tighten these so you don't have any rattling or vibrations. So I'll put a link for this tool in the description below. Okay, clean this up, give it a quick wipe down, get all the dust and crap out of there. Then we're going to slide our new wheel into place. Okay, so when you slide the steering wheel back onto the column, there's a notch in the column right here, and then there's a matching notch right here, and you just basically have to align these 2 things. We also have part of the slip ring. There's a couple pieces here that line up with these holes, and that's it. Then we'll plug our steering wheel controls back in. And the harness that we just plugged in here, just tuck it in behind this piece of rubber. Make sure it's in place. That way it doesn't bind up when we slide the airbag back in. Okay, so the green plug goes to the green, black goes to the black. All you're going to do is push that airbag back in until it clicks and it seats into place. Now we're good to reconnect our battery, and we're all set. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, please smash that like button and subscribe.